One morning this week, I had a dentist appointment, just a routine appointment for cleaning and checkup. And you know, we moved last year, so this is a new dentist, and I'm used to our old dentist. I had to get there 5 minutes early because they were always on schedule. I loved my dentist, and he had lots of great magazines in the waiting room, but I never got to read them. I'd just get the cover open and they'd call my name. So that was the experience that I've had with my dentist. So I went to my new dentist office, and I waited. I didn't bring a magazine. I didn't bring a laptop. I didn't bring a book because of my prior history. I waited a long time. It felt like a long time to me. So I had one of their little bottles of water, and I looked out the window, and I sent a few text messages, and I got frustrated. I had a long to-do list, and I was really eager to get here to do all the things I wanted to do. And it just wasn't moving along fast enough for me. So I decided, instead of wasting my time, I would do my awareness practice. So I sat, and I did a body scan, and I paid attention to what I was thinking. And my thoughts were about comparing and about judging. They weren't very nice, but just notice, right? I thought about my emotions. I had a little bit of anxiety and anxiousness. I wanted to be somewhere else. Just notice that too. And then I began to do the breathing practice, the in and out, following the breath. And lo and behold, I became calm and centered and just okay. It was all right. Time passed. I was kind of oblivious to it. Eventually, the hygienist came to a door and called my name. So I went, followed her, and she said to me, "Sorry for the wait." And I kept on going. I had to start the practice over again. 4 words. Sorry for the wait. Okay. And I did it. I was paying attention to my feelings then and my thoughts, and got in the chair, and then we had a great conversation until the work started. You've probably power washed your deck, with one of those power washers. They now have a little dinky version for your teeth. So later, when I was sitting in the chair, and she was bringing this high-powered washer out, do you get tense at the dentist? Yes. I do too. I'm sitting in that big chair, and I can't seem to get comfortable ever. I don't know if I don't fit it right. I don't know what to do with my arms, and I feel awkward, and there I am, my mouth wide open with this high-powered spray and a little vacuum cleaner going, and all of a sudden, I had a thought, a profound thought, one that we say here every Sunday. I am the presence in this world. What a cool thing to remember in that instant. We say that every Sunday in the prayer at the very end. I am light, I am love, I am power, I am the presence in this world. But do we remember it? It was a really nice reminder that day for me. And as soon as I thought that, I became relaxed again and just, the presence. It was wonderful. So even when we're in a situation where we're the patient, or in a situation where we seemingly don't have a whole lot of power, we are still the presence in this world. Today we're going to continue with the book study, Living Originally, 10 Spiritual Practices to Transform Your Life, the book by the Unity Minister Robert Brummett. We've been working on this book for a couple of months now, and we've been working with some core spiritual practices: self-awareness, self-acceptance, self-forgiveness, and forgiveness of others. Today we're moving on to universal benevolence, and Deb Deb, you nailed it with the meditation. That's a lot of what we're going to talk about with universal benevolence. Webster's dictionary definition of benevolence is a disposition to do good, to act in kindness, or give a generous gift. The author says that the practice of benevolence is about keeping our heart open as much as possible. He says that benevolence is about holding that intention to keep our heart open and then expressing kind-heartedness in our words and in our actions, even when we don't particularly feel warm and loving, to just hold that intention. Brahman asks us to look for situations and circumstances in our life where we close our hearts off. And we talked about that a couple weeks ago too in the forgiveness talk. So look for those places where you block off your heart and love energy. And those are the areas that you can bring these core practices into play. Bring the awareness, the acceptance, and the forgiveness to ourselves and to others. So these are powerful tools and powerful ways to heal our wounds, to heal our hearts, and to heal our relationships. Brahman says that universal benevolence incorporates 3 intentions: appreciation, kindness, and generosity. These are like legs of a 3-legged stool. They're interconnected and they're all needed to have that stool stand up. Together, appreciation, kindness, and generosity express unconditional love. And that love extends out to all beings and all creation. So let's spend a little time looking at these 3 intentions. The first is appreciation. One meaning for appreciation is to increase in value. Whenever you make an investment, you're hoping that it will appreciate, right? Another definition of appreciation is the recognition of the quality and value of people and things. Each of us, we know, is a unique child of God, a beautiful, unique expression of the divine. We have worth. We have value. But sometimes we don't see our own value. Sometimes we don't see the value in other people. Sometimes we don't value the things that we own or use either. Practicing appreciation can help turn that around. We can learn to appreciate ourselves and others. It's a learned behavior. The opposite of being appreciative is feeling contempt or disrespect or scorn. And when we speak and act from those kind of negative feelings, we can do a whole lot of damage. When we make someone else the bad guy, we are often projecting our own unhealed wounds and pain onto someone else. So instead, when you find yourself doing that, instead of blaming someone else, Brahman suggests that we ask questions like these. What am I not seeing in myself? Is there something I'm trying to avoid here? Someone once told me, if you blame another person, if you start pointing your finger at somebody else, look, because there's 3 fingers pointing back. Yeah. Sometimes we cut down another person in an attempt to feel better ourselves. Yeah, but it doesn't work. We don't need to make someone else bad or wrong in order for us to be okay, because we're already okay. We're made in the image and likeness of God, and God is good. We're good, right? Let's decide right here and now to set an intention of appreciation for this week. Begin and end every day by thinking about what we value and appreciate. Practice saying thank you as many times as you possibly can every day. Make a list of people, about their characteristics and what's important, what are the values that are important. Identify that and what you appreciate in each of these people on the list. And then choose a few from your list to write a letter and share what you appreciate. Start your letter with Thank you for being in my life. Thank you for being in my life. Start a letter like that to several people, and don't forget to write one to yourself. You can decide later if you want to mail the letters or not, but just be in the feeling of that appreciation and gratitude. After you've worked with appreciation for a week, let's move on and set the intention to practice kindness. Kindness is being friendly and warm-hearted and having an empathetic nature. Kindness begins inside of us, and then it shows by the actions and words that flow out of us. Kindness is genuine caring for others without any strings attached. No demands, no expectations, just showing up with this open heart. The opposite of kindness is hatred, indifference, spite, and cruelty. And we all probably agree there's too much of that in the world right now. So we, in practicing kindness, don't need to feel superior to anyone or be a hero and rescue anyone. We don't even need to pity anyone. We just need to set the intention to be kind. Be kind to everyone. We may have heard this phrase, think globally, act locally. So we could get real overwhelmed thinking that we need to create a benevolence practice that addresses the whole wide world and all the violence and things that are difficult going on out there. But we don't have to fix anything out there, and we don't have to go that far away. I'd say start this practice in your kitchen. Start this practice in your home. Set the intention to show up to your family, and your friends, and your co-workers in a new, improved version, a kind you, a kind person. Or at least kinder than you've already been. Set the intention to be kind to all people all day long, and each day think of people. And Deb did this in our meditation this morning. Bring to mind people and actually call their faces to your mind and bring the feeling of them into your heart. And then do say those words, may you be happy, may you be healthy, may you be prosperous. I'm going to invite us to do that right now. Turn to somebody near you and say, may you be happy. And if you can, turn to someone else and say, may you be healthy. And may you be prosperous. We might do that for our greeting each other next time, I think. And remember to do that for yourself, too. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I be prosperous. After working with kindness, there's a whole other one, that third leg on the stool, the intention of generosity. Generosity is a wonderful quality. It's that willingness to give often, and to give abundantly. Brahmet says that generosity actually enlarges our soul. It enlarges our soul. Think about, just try to, if you want, close your eyes for a second and think about sometime that you were very generous. Maybe giving a gift to a grandchild or a child, or something you did that just felt so generous and so good. And recall that feeling. And you can have that feeling again every time you give from that heart space and give in kindness and generosity. So, come on back. Unfortunately, the flip side of generosity is being greedy. Hoarding and greediness that are kind of destructive to us. So when we move into this generosity practice, look for new ways to give of ourselves, our time, our treasures, our talents, our possessions. And Brahmet says to ask every day in meditation, how can I give? What can I give? And where can I give? And And then get out your journals and write about what comes up for you. And then be aware if you have some resistance to that too, and write about that too. Be sure to follow through and take some positive action. Notice how wonderful it feels to give, to freely give without any expectation of something in return. I think it's fun. I would tell you about some of them that I've done, but I promised myself that they're between Spirit and me, and so I'm not going to do that. And probably you have some things like that too. And just do it without needing to be noticed for it. It's very cool. So we practice benevolence with these three qualities: appreciation, kindness, and generosity. And we do this for ourselves too, for others and ourselves. Start with the people who are close to you, your family, your friends, your co-workers. And then the longer that we use these practices, the wider our circle can become. Benevolence is like unconditional love from our source. It is given freely, without any expectations or conditions. True benevolence is a choice that we make. It comes naturally when we live from this awareness of oneness. And we know that we're all unique expressions of Spirit, yet we're part of this ever-present divine source. We're all that. We are that. It's wonderful how all the Heart of Unity and the meditation are all connected today. These spiritual practices that Brahma is teaching us, they are ways that we can deepen our awareness of oneness. They're ways that we can live from the origin of our being. Brahma says that spiritual practice is the ultimate act of self-love. So let's go forward today, this week, and the weeks to come, practicing appreciation, kindness, and generosity. The love of Spirit within me honors and blesses and recognizes the love of Spirit in you. Namaste.